Well, as you know, Wario is an upstanding individual and very pro unions.
Well, I'm going to talk about eco-terrorism.
Got too excited about jorts.
I am leaving now with my Roomba or your blood on my hands.
I'm back on my bullshit.
What is meme if not air horn persevering?
No, this is not a family show.
And I quote, many American titties.
Why'd you have to bring Dane Cook to this, Andrew? No one wanted that.
Oh, you guys are not ready for what I've got today.
And I've apparently hit the very end of my attention span.
Give me like 30 seconds. I'm looking for rhymes.
Hello and welcome to Debate This, the show where no one is right, but someone is definitely wrong. In this show, we take time out of our busy adult lives to talk about comic books, video games, and how this week, Squeenix and their IP mouse daddy announced Kingdom Hearts 4, which will be the 15th game in the franchise. I do not care about Kingdom Hearts 4, I merely take issue with their numbering conventions.
I would just like to put on record that I have no comment.
I think I'm most mad that we weren't warned it was going to happen. It just showed up in everyone's either Twitter feed or YouTube algorithm, and we all saw it without the consent of wanting to see it. I think that's what I'm mad about.
Yeah.
It's either going to save the franchise or plunge it even further into darkness, and I think we all know which one it's actually going to be.
Yeah, I mean, after finishing Stranger of Paradise: Final Fantasy Origins, I'm ready for it to be the latter and somebody finally dragging Nomura out of the Squeenix building in handcuffs.
Well, the other thing that gets me is they revealed the new Kingdom Hearts main entry and then some other game that's going to go along with it. And don't tell me the name of it. I do not care.
It's
Please
the follow
stop.
up to the. Sorry, it's the follow up to the mobile one.
To Dream Drop, Remember My Dreams, or whatever it's called.
It's okay. If we're gonna do the joke, it's Reunion.
Anyway,
R-E Union.
RE:union.
the point that I was gonna make was that the tagline was it's all connected. And I got so mad. I was watching it on my lunch break the other day, and in my chair, I sat back and I go, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, it's a real fuck you. Also, they're doing for the third time now. It's Final Fantasy versus 13 because Nomura didn't get to do it when it was Final Fantasy 15. He didn't get to do it. He put his little joke in of Kingdom Hearts 3. Now he's finally getting to do Final Fantasy versus 13. Anyway, we're gonna move on. I don't want to talk about this.
Star Wars is going to be in it. And I might finally jump into this franchise. I might finally play the backlog of Kingdom Hearts like I've been promising everyone I would for years. Okay, now we can move on.
Well, listen, we are not here to talk about Kingdom Hearts today. A few weeks ago, Andrew led us through the very strange thought experiment of inviting Elden Ring bosses to a backyard barbecue. I've got to say, I have zero interest in ever talking about that again, but
Fair.
The discussion of grilling season certainly turned my mind towards the summer. Now, for me, summer vacation isn't complete without a good old-fashioned family road trip. Our last episode inspired me to unfurl my maps and throw open my atlases to plan my next great pilgrimage.
I think it's Atli. Is it Atli?
Atli? Atlases?
At Lucen.
Atlases.
Unfortunately, after reviewing all the routes I could identify, I determined that I've actually been everywhere I know, and I needed to expand my options. So I went on down to the Debate This Automobile Association, or DT AA for short, and asked for some new travel recommendations.
Terrible.
It's really bad. Yeah, it's not a summer vacation unless your dad stressfully and angrily herds the family into the car at an ungodly hour so you can beat the traffic.
that air quote's doing some heavy lifting.
Well, I was gonna say, did you ever actually beat the traffic?
No, Todd.
Because everyone else was also beating the traffic.
I was just visiting my mother this weekend, and we were having the conversation that until I was 23 years old, I had never seen the last inning of a baseball game or the last 5 minutes of a football game because my father, Richard Lane Henderson, refused to sit through any one event so that we could beat the traffic.
I saw
awesome.
the end of a baseball game live once, and it was because it was tied until the ninth or further inning.
Yeah.
Every other game, we hit about inning 7 or 8, and my dad was like, "Oh, doesn't look like they're gonna win. Let's go." And,
Gotta go. You listen to the rest of it in the car.
yep.
Well, lucky for me, the fine folks at DT AA explained that they've pre-printed TripTiks for over 150 different road trip options since 1992. Many of them take drivers through exotic landscapes, some through sprawling cities, and others through fantastical worlds of mystery. Also, they're all courses in popular Nintendo franchise Mario Kart. How wild is that?
Whoa.
What a peculiar Venn diagram of our abilities and interests, Matt.
Well, I have taken a seat across a sensible mid-mod desk from 3 of the finest agents DT AA has to offer. Today, I've asked Kyle Beef Jerky Harper, Andrew Mini Oreos Henderson, and Todd Nutella and Go Thomas to direct me and my family towards the best Mario Kart course to take a leisurely drive upon.
It's the most simple thing. But
Do we need a gentleman's? That's what they called me in high school. Just like a all general.
I was gonna say we've been doing this for 4+ years, and this is the first time that I want a nickname to stick. I want to call Kyle Beef Jerky, and just never explain it to anyone ever again.
I don't want to call Todd Nutella and Go. I don't want that to happen.
I'm gonna wink at you every time you say it.
Now, we've seen these courses materialize for 30 years on our game consoles, our handhelds, and even our cell phones. But which course do you recommend I experience myself? What's it called, where is it, and what game is it from? Give me a pitch worthy of a passing grade for an intern in the tourism department. Kyle, we'll start with you.
All right, Matt. If you are anything like me, our family vacations always involved a beach destination that was adjacent to the popular tourist location, but not Myrtle Beach or the Outer Banks. We always managed
Were
to
you
find...
a Hilton Head family?
Nope, not Hilton Head was the third one. We always strictly avoided those 3 locations, and the one year I asked my dad if we could go to Myrtle Beach, he very firmly said, "I will never go to Myrtle Beach for vacation."
Kyle, we could have gone to Myrtle Beach together. We could have high-fived on the cigarette-laden shores of Myrtle Beach.
So to capture that same not Myrtle Beach, but still a beach destination energy, I bring you, Matt, to Dolphin Shoals from Mario Kart 8. It is a rocky shoal with gorgeous views, great caving and climbing options, and maybe some surprises lurking beneath the waters.
Kyle, I have a specific question for you. I guess really it's unrelated to Mario Kart, but can you define shoal for me? What is a shoal?
A shoal
The
is
shoe inserts.
it's like a
Oh yeah, Dr. Shoals.
Dr. Shoals.
Yeah.
A
Dr.
shoal
Dolphin Shoals.
is a
MD.
it's like a rockier beach that doesn't go directly to the ocean, if that makes sense.
So like Lake Erie.
No, it's
Are you
ocean,
taking Matt to Lake Erie?
It's ocean adjacent, but it's like a little more inland, and it's rockier and semi corally, as we'll discuss in a later question.
All right. Well, I got more out of that than I got out of the one marine biology elective I took in college. Andrew, where are you sending us today?
Well, Matt, growing up in the 90s to 2000s in working class southwestern Pennsylvania, yes, I'm pandering, there were, as you very well know, there were 3 acceptable summer vacations. 1, driving the 12-ish hours down to Myrtle Beach, Outer Banks if you're fancy.
Been there.
Yep.
Wasn't allowed to go.
The Harpers were not there. 2, driving up I-79 to I-90 to Niagara Falls, the New York side.
Been there too.
That was another one my dad swore off entirely.
Yeah. And 3, that off year where you stayed in a Days Inn somewhere outside of Sandusky, Ohio, so you could spend a weekend at Cedar Point because mom and dad were saving their tax refund to go to Disney World the next year.
Oh boy.
So, guys, we've already covered number 1 in our Dolphin Shoals. Go ahead. What's up?
Julie's dad managed the Kalahari there for a number of years.
Love that.
Oh, I had my first panic attack in that Kalahari.
Amazing.
Small world.
Small world indeed.
Yeah. I've thrown up a lot at Cedar Point. So I'm going to cover, Kyle's already covered off delightfully, so number 1. So I'm going to cover off on number 2. And I'm going to do so by handing you this brochure that says, Unmask the Face of Adventure at Beautiful Shy Guy Falls. Now, Matt, inside you're going to find a full-color spread of a family safely nestled inside their 2008 khaki-colored Chevy Suburban, peering torso out of the windows, surrounded by cascading waterfalls and a pinkish-orange sunrise emerging behind the horizon line. The tangerine sunlight reflects off the rock face to highlight tiny glittering little crystals littered all throughout the striations of sediment. And in the background, we see 2 friendly shy guys waving happily, standing by a minecart full of prismatic gemstones.
How do you know the Shy Guys are expressing the emotion happy?
They're delightful.
Same question, but with delightful.
You can just tell. Anyway, Shy Guy Falls from Mario Kart 8 / Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is probably one of the 7 wonders of the natural Mario world. Seems to track, right? Nobody can argue that isn't. And because of that, is also probably a major tourism hotspot in all months of the year. In addition to the breathtaking falls themselves, adventurous travel goers can find themselves hang gliding or river rafting down the cascading currents of the falls. For a slower pace, travelers can also enjoy the scenic boardwalk built right into the cliffside, or tour historic Wario's Mine, which has been in operation within these very cliffs for at least 26 years, if not longer.
Well, that's pretty neat.
Welcome to Shy Guys Falls.
So, Andrew, I have to say, Shy Guy Falls looks a lot like that Atlantis place in the Bahamas that you used to win a trip to if you won Double Dare.
Yeah.
Are you just sending me to a sandals resort?
It has Jamaica's largest freshwater pool.
It's Atlantis if instead of cheap water slides, it was blood diamond and probably slave labor.
Yeah, I would like to ask about Wario's Mines because I know...
No further questions, please.
Okay, then it's fine.
Todd wants to know about the slave labor.
That's not on the brochure.
I feel
Thank you very much.
I feel like I know so few data points of Wario.
Sure.
None of them, except for his smooth moves, are good.
Yeah.
So what is going on in this mine?
Well, as you know, Wario is an upstanding individual and very pro unions.
His intentions unknown.
What?
His intentions unclear.
Don't try and make Wario a champion of unions.
Can you cite your source on pro-union Wario, please?
Next question.
Wario's pro-union. That's why Elon Musk played him in that one SNL sketch.
All right, here's
What is happening?
Here's my sources cited. Did any of the developers in any of the WarioWare games ever experience crunch?
I don't know.
I don't know
Exactly.
that you know that answer.
I don't know that it's not true, so next question, please.
Matt, to answer an earlier question, this picture you have of Atlantis or Sandals Resort.
I think it's actually called Atlantis, from what I could tell. All I could remember was the flyover video of the water
It's
slide.
Atlantis, yeah. I've been there.
The 2 beachier sections on the right, surrounded by rocks, pretty good example of a shoal.
Oh, the things that look like butt cheeks?
Yeah, the butt cheek beach there looks is a pretty solid example of a shoal.
If you told me that Butt Cheek Beach was a Mario Kart course, I'd believe you.
I wouldn't. Nintendo would never use the word butt cheek.
I'm not done talking about Wario yet. The first time we meet Wario, I'm pretty sure, is in the second Mario Game Boy game, and I think his whole shtick is like he's stealing shit.
That doesn't mean he's anti-union, Todd.
I mean,
Yeah, he's stealing from the rich and giving to the poor.
he is certainly not stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. If anything, Mario is a blue-collar worker, and he's stealing from Mario.
Mario is a conservative Republican. He's
And
a
he has
centrist,
his
and we
own
all know
problems.
Mario is upholding the monarch estate of Mushroom
Yes.
Kingdom
And he's played by Chris Pratt. We all
that
see the
Wario
problems.
is trying to tear down. So
that. You cannot tell me that Wario is not anti-fascist.
All right, Matt, can I give you my answer because it's good?
Yeah, I'm going to think about Wario being anti-fascist for a while. Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, so I'm just going to get right to it. There are, I think we were talking about it off recording, there's like a dozen Mario Kart games and over 100 tracks. So there are obviously like a lot of choices that would be just like the perfect course for you to visit with a loved one. So all of that said, I want to take you to DK Mountain, which canonically exists on Donkey Kong Island, probably. I don't know. It is unclear, but it is a safe assumption, I suppose.
Like in a pocket dimension of Donkey Kong
It's
Island.
really not clear, but you just context clues would lead you to believe DK Mountain exists on Donkey Kong Island. So Matt, you're going to buckle your seatbelt and disregard all known safety rules of the road, as DK Mountain exists on an island, likely in international waters. So we've got clear skies, scenic views, and more cannon-based kart launching physics than you can wag a banana at. That seemed like the right verb to use for a banana, because like
you wag a banana.
I feel like you wag a banana.
You don't shake a banana.
Yeah,
Shake a
Like
banana.
like you shake a stick at it.
yeah, but that just feels different.
Okay.
Anyway,
Agree to disagree, I suppose.
yeah, it's fine. Anyway, Matt, so you're going to enjoy the stylistic drone shot of this tropical rainforest, as all of this is yours to traverse in your favorite baby buggy or rocket car or the purple vehicle that Wario drove in high school, like in Double Dash, the purple like Cadillac vehicle. Anyway, my friends and I,
Pimpmobile.
we called it the Pimpmobile too. That's what I was gonna say.
We were all 13.
I think that's a bad thing to say on a podcast.
It's not-
these days.
Oh, you said slave labor 3 minutes
That's
ago, so
true.
you can
That's
sit in your
true,
corner.
yeah.
It's not the best. We also called it the Pimpmobile. I think that
Did
was one of those
every-
like shared
Yeah.
pre-internet experiences.
Well, I mean, Double Dash came out at the same time that Pimp My Ride was on TV, so
Fair.
That's more or
Yeah,
less
I
where
guess
it came
that's
from,
fair.
I'm pretty sure.
I guess we can just blame MTV then.
Yeah, yeah, Exhibit did this to us all. Anyway, I'm glad you said Double Dash. Yes, this is the track that's from Double Dash, and then it showed up again in the Wii version. But any excuse I have to talk about Mario Kart Double Dash, I will talk about Mario Kart Double Dash because I am a Double Dash apologist.
All right, well, an interesting introduction to all three of these trip options, but I have to say, I consider myself to be a pretty A1 driver, but the wife likes to be warned about any particularly hairy mergers or nerve-wracking backroads we may encounter. I also plan to rent a car for this trip to save the miles on my around-towner. So, can you give me a rundown on any hazards I may encounter along the way, and what I need to tell the folks at Hertz as far as vehicle specs I may require?
I just want to say, I want it just to step out of it. This might be the most nostalgic prompt
Oh,
I've
yeah.
ever heard in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to really pull on everybody's heartstrings at the same time.
Our shared Midwestern vacation experience and
Yep.
our shared Mario Kart experience. Yeah, I think Andrew's right. Just too much nostalgia.
The emotional roller coaster of walking into AAA with your parents and getting the TripTik
Yep.
is quite a ride that society will never really experience ever again.
It's gone.
And I mean, I know that
Lost
as
to
I'm
time.
going to this Hertz, it's going to end up with me in a van much larger than my family wanted.
Yes.
But it's a discount, so we'll take it. Anyway, Kyle, you're first. Go ahead and answer this question.
All right. So first off, Matt, Dolphin Shoals provides you the opportunity to drive underwater. And by that I
Whoa!
mean it's practically required. So probably the first thing you need to tell Hertz is able to drive underwater.
Check. Subaquatic. Got it.
You also are going to have to jump some gaps using only your skill as a driver and some strong currents coming up from pipes placed around the shoals, if you will.
What do I need? An amphibious General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard?
Probably, yeah, actually. Minus the Confederate flag on the front.
Yeah,
but,
that can go.
But everything else, probably a good start.
This made me want to ask what the Confederate flag of the Mario universe is. We don't have time for that today, but somebody write it down for a different episode.
Put it in the show. Put it in the after show. We'll talk about it.
Matt, your real test as a driver is going to come about halfway through the track. You know the scary-ass eel from Super Mario 64?
I do know the scary-ass eel.
Okay. It's called an unagi, or a maw-ray now. They changed it from an unagi to a maw-ray, but that sucks, so we're going to keep calling it an unagi. And you're going to drive along its spine.
Whoa!
You're going to jump over its head and drive along its back. And the best part of this is the whole spine is a ramp. So you can if you time it right, and like jump back and forth over its spine on its back, you get a bunch of jump boosts as you defy death.
Ooh.
To really, really test your A1 driving skills.
Well, that sounds great to me, Kyle. I'm sure my wife will be super excited about it. Andrew, tell me about the hazards and the vehicle requirements thereafter of not Atlantis in the Bahamas.
Yeah, so you know how like with most waterfalls, not just Niagara Falls, but like really when you go to any waterfall, you're likely going to drive up like a, kind of like a scenic highway maybe, or maybe like a back road. You'll pull off into like a kind of a pullover where you can park your car and, put a quarter in the thing and look in the, Or maybe you're going to take a short hike to get a closer look and be right there by the falls. Well, the thing about Shy Guy Falls is it's a little unique. Great news is that the road to the falls will actually be the closest you can get. So you will see the falls right there inside the safety of your own vehicle, Matt, which is great because you're on a road trip. Like you've got your little standalone TV, you're watching DVDs right there, and all you gotta do is roll your window down and then boom, Shy Guy Falls.
Well, and I'm short on trash bags too to put down on the seats when the kids get wet.
Yeah, exactly. So you only got one towel. So the bad news is the reason why is because the road is more or less the waterfall itself.
Oh.
Yeah. Now don't worry too much. It's not like you're going to make you drive down a literal waterfall. That'd be crazy, right? We've got rocket-powered propulsion panels built right into the riverbed that will carry you upstream to make sure that you build up enough momentum so when you start to crest over the waterfall, you'll hit that ramp at the perfect velocity so that you can just safely glide to the bottom and not crash on the rocks below and die.
Because that's what I like on my vacation drives.
Yeah.
The opportunity to crash to the rocks below and die.
Crash and die. But you're not going to crash and burn because your vehicle's built-in glider will glide you safely to the bottom. Matt, you did pay the extra for the aeronautical drift attachment, right?
I guess that I will need to now. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind when I place my order with... I don't know why I keep saying Hertz. They don't sponsor this podcast. Non-denominational car rental outlet.
Oh, I thought you were going to say just a different one every time.
I can't think of any others right now, so no.
The best part of that, Matt, is when you go to pick up your car, they're going to be out of all of the, what'd you call it, drift glide kits. And you're just going to have to jump it in a regular minivan.
It's fine. Your 2008 Chevy Suburban will be fine. Don't worry about it. That thing can handle. That thing's a fucking tank. So I mentioned before, adventurous travel goers can opt into hang gliding and whitewater rafting. Those are less optional diversions and more mandatory as part of the whole experience. So you will be rafting.
Nothing says summer vacation like forced family fun.
Well,
you may get drenched. You will get wet.
Yeah. Which also, you know what? And that actually also reminds me, now that we're kind of making a checklist, you're going to want to also make sure to shell out for the convertible amphibious / anti-gravity chassis, because much of the drive to the falls is actually straight up a 90-degree cliff. Now, don't worry. I know, I see the worry on your face, Wario State Parks Incorporated has already built in state of the art.
That's not very. It's not very anti-union of Wario to incorporate his state park system.
I didn't say he was big government. I said he was anti-union or pro-union. Damn it! Now, Wario State Parks Inc. has already built in state-of-the-art anti-gravity fields built right into the cliffside that will communicate directly with your vehicle to activate the onboard anti-grav whenever necessary. And one more thing, you'll probably also want to make sure you outfit your vehicle with the proper 6-point reinforced seat belts that come standard on most NASA space shuttles. But outside of that, you're good, man. You're going to have a great time.
All right. Awesome. Well, that certainly upped the total cost of this trip, what with all the upgrades and such. I may have to see if I can find a Groupon and take this trip with some other families. Todd, what will I need to tell the people at the non-denominational car rental office when I get ready to go to DK Mountain?
The people at Budget? Yeah, so 2 easy things, Matt. Just something with some good shocks and some fresh all-terrain tires, because you use the word hazards, but we here on DK Island, we'd refer to them as opportunities for adventure. So your adventure on DK Mountain picks up with you and your adventure partner of choice getting launched out of a comically large cannon that I truly cannot explain the physics of, except that it says on the side powered by Congo Bongo Magic. And so yeah, so you will be launched to the top of the mountain by the donkey cannon. And so following that, you're going to slalom a bit down DK Mountain. You will have to definitely dodge some house-sized boulders, but like that's just kind of fun.
House-sized boulders, you say?
Yeah, you see them coming. No one has ever been hit by one of those boulders. You see them coming. And then once you've perfectly timed those little speed boosts as you drift around the corners, you're going to nail just a few hairpin turns. And then you're going to end your trip from the top of the mountain just with a swift trip across a swinging rope and log bridge. Again, Matt, some would call this kind of a hazardous thing, but knowing your inclination to outside adventure and excitement, I think this is your kind of dangerous. But again, the only thing you're going to have to ask for is just something with good shocks, some fresh all-terrain tires. And if they ask you why you need good shocks, you can just say, like, uneven terrain and also the force of your car falling after being launched out of a cannon at maximum velocity.
Okay.
So
I acknowledge that I posited a lot of risks with my potential attraction. I'm not going to say that I didn't, but I would like to pitch the fact that what Todd just told us is, so like what I'm giving you is more akin to like a high intensity roller coaster ride. Well, like, yeah, there is the idea of fear, but you're fine. It's all been tested. As long as you keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle, you're gonna be fine.
At your worst, yours is a whitewater rafting trip.
Yeah,
that, like Todd's has.
I think Andrew said 90-degree fall at one point.
Todd's is a fucking Ferris wheel at a community fair.
Yeah.
Where you take your life into your own hands. That Ferris wheel is bolted down with duct tape and
Congo Bongo Magic.
Congo Bongo Magic, which is somebody's drunk dad.
His name is Funky Kong, and he is our chief mechanic, and he does great.
Exactly. And he sells
Congo
insurance
Bongo
during the
Magic
day.
is what a carny calls his bottle of rum that he keeps under the control
Have you seen how many different airplanes that man has made out of just bananas? He could do anything.
And none of them have drag. None of them actually fly in the air.
In Donkey Kong 3, he makes you a helicopter out of wood and bananas.
The wiki here has the course ends with you driving across a rickety wooden bridge, and the roads can get so bumpy that racers can bounce over red shells. Todd,
yeah, that's great. You're welcome, Matt. You don't even have to worry about red shells on my course.
Actual danger.
Danger.
Now, Matt, real question for Matt Cole, leader of this episode.
Yeah.
Would you /have you crossed a rickety bridge before?
Yes, on both counts.
All right.
Matt, follow-up question. Have you done that in your car?
Yes, on the third count. Yes.
Have you launched yourself into the unknown using
You know what?
Congo
Here.
Bongo magic?
Here, I'll give you this one. That's a drug question. Here's what I'd give
I've
you.
only done that once, and it was when I tried salvia. I get it.
I would give you this, that just knowing the physics of the map, if you spin out of a banana peel and you make it to the cannon, you still get launched to the top just fine. If anything, the cannon is safe. The cannon is home. You're immune to damage in the cannon. Embrace the cannon.
Okay, that's enough. We have a third question, and I need to ask it. We all know that a true road trip isn't about the destination, but about the journey. I plan to stop at every roadside attraction from start to finish to snap some family photos and stock up on regional graphic tees. Give me the goods. What weird sideshows will my family begrudgingly experience along the way? Kyle.
All right, Matt. So besides a gorgeous seaside view, you'll have an expansive underground cavern system to spelunk, as well as a thriving coral reef structure to explore. And then there's all these rocky bluffs that you can climb, because I know how much you like climbing. The ocean life seems very unafraid of drive-by visitors, so you'll be able to like snap a selfie outside your car window with a fish, or the unagi, as we talked about earlier, as you drive over it.
How did we let Kyle get away?
I don't know why.
With the danger of what you're doing when he said you literally ride on the back of a giant eel.
You get to ride on the back of prepared sushi.
You get to ride on the scariest monster from Mario 64.
Yeah. It's built into the track, Todd. It's not
All right.
launching. You're not launching yourself over a cannon.
I already said you're safe in the cannon.
You also have the option of avoiding the eel entirely if you're such
I will
a
be
coward.
doing that
Todd.
if given
Good.
the opportunity
Great.
to do it.
In
Great.
Todd's defense, that cannon doesn't have eyes. That eel has eyes, and they have seen the ends of the
They have
universe.
seen your sins.
The eel knows when you will die.
So besides all the great climbing and spelunking and reef snorkeling you'll be able to do at Dolphin Shoals, Matt, I also recommend you check out the local music scene, because you will get to listen to the most bitchin' alto sax solo you have ever heard in your life. This will play under my excellent description.
I don't
here.
think you get to claim. You don't get to claim what's happening in the background. That's a little fourth wall breaky.
You know, I don't know. I mean, if this is a road trip, Kyle might know the radio stations available. I, as the moderator, will accept banging music as
so established.
an attraction.
Fine.
All right.
I'm looking up the theme song to Shy Guy Falls.
Now I'm mad.
Well, Google faster, Andrew. It's your turn.
All right, Matt. All of that spelunking, whatever, that's fine. Shy Guy Falls boasts one of the longest running and arguably most important commercial industrial operation in all of Mario Kart history. After your heroic hang glide from the crest of the falls, you'll see dozens of lovable Shy Guys hard at work, actively mining crystalline ore or shuffling overflowing carts around. You see, Matt, Shy Guy Falls is named, in part, after the mining operation that's run by Wario Mine, a subsidiary of Wario State Parks LLC Incorporated.
Can it be an LLC and incorporated?
I don't think that it can.
LLC Incorporated and Co. Wario Mine is the sole procurer of the prismatic crystal that makes up the iconic item boxes littered throughout every Mario Kart track since MK64. I am not making that up. That is very real. The lore of this track is that the Shy Guys are mining the crystal that creates the item boxes.
Shut up. Really?
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That wild? Yep. So, Matt, these Shy Guys are quite literally the reason why that rogue blue shell by your insert, I know you don't have a little brother, but this is part of the bit, by your little brother in last place came between you and a flawless streak of first place finishes. This is all because of those Shy Guys, and you'll be able to witness this history in the making, Matt. During your drive, you'll watch dozens of Shy Guys toiling away with pickaxes, pushing hilariously large carts, or using those seesaw hand carts that you only see in cartoons. You know, the ones where they like have to pump and then they move. Listen closely, and you might even hear the Shy Guys' lovable working song bopping along in rhythm to now what we've established as canon, the level music, which is absolutely delightful, and I haven't pressed play on this YouTube yet, and I don't remember what it sounds like, but I'm sure it's very good. But the one thing that I remember is my favorite part of this level is the Shy Guys will like in tune, in rhythm with the actual
Sing
music.
a little work shanty.
Yeah, a little work shanty. Like totally innocuous and not problematic at all. And Matt, you can feel free to watch them to your heart's content. We just ask that you please do not engage or interfere with their work in any way. Don't worry, they are all getting paid a competitive wage and are by no means being taken advantage of in harvesting this crystalline blood diamond for the Mario gang's absolute pleasure.
Seems like a weird thing to like just really point into there.
Legally, we have to mention it.
Todd, it's okay because one Shy Guy gets to race with the rest of the Mario gang, so they're equals.
Yeah.
This is awful.
Terrible.
This is so like the
terrible.
first time that I went to the Hershey factory and you go on the behind the scenes Hershey tour and you just like watch people work and you're
And
like,
no one's happy.
I don't think this is fun for me or them.
No one's having a good time.
And maybe I'm only getting this reference because you just said the Hershey factory. Andrew, this has some Willy Wonka vibes to it.
It do have Willy
does
Wonka
not
vibes.
Feel good.
What if it were like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs whistle while you work instead? Is that better?
It's different.
I mean, the fact that 7 living adults have to share a 1-room house to get by wasn't good either. So
Not just one room, one bed.
Is it one bed?
yeah,
It's one bed.
yeah, it's comical because of it. But then you think about it later, and it's not comical anymore because they're harvesting gems that power item boxes.
So here's what I'm going to leave you with, because we could get in a little bit of a dark corner here. So
We
to
could.
avoid that,
That could
to
happen.
avoid that, let me just remind you of, just think about the Shy Guys singing meat more, in tune with the.
Have you listened to the music for your thing yet?
Well, I'm talking, Todd. I can't do two things at once.
All
right, that's
I have
enough.
to change my input also.
It's actually way better than what you're making the Shy Guys sound like right there. Like, it's actually a good song.
I wasn't listening to what Todd was saying because I had it on full blast.
It doesn't matter, Todd. It's time for you to answer the question. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it probably goes without saying, the physics-defying canon is really something. It's on a whole, knowing the
whole draw is the cannon powered by
well, the whole draw
by
is the
Wumbo
mountain.
Jumbo magic.
Yeah,
It's
orangutango magic.
Congo bongo magic. Orangutango is not. You're actually not allowed to say that on the island. It's okay. So it's like if you go to a national park and sometimes you take like the sky cart to get to the top of the mountain. It's that, but way more rad.
All right.
Okay, so it's really something. I gotta tell you. We've updated our technology beyond just like the roller coaster photo moments that you can normally get in something like this, to the point that we will mount GoPros and selfie sticks onto carts to allow like a full 360 Vine-like video for each participant to take with them at the end.
So you're constantly surveilled the whole time you're on vacation.
Only for the 3 seconds you're airborne when your face is going like this. Was that good in an audio podcast? Probably
it wasn't.
Anyway,
I really hope that gets cut.
Nope.
yeah,
It will not be.
just dead air right there.
It may be
anyway.
amplified.
So you're talking about like how do we get this perfect picture, because everyone wants the perfect picture from their vacation. So you got a couple options. So you're either going to want to take it in front of not necessarily the Donkey Cannon itself, but the sign that says Donkey Cannon, because it's a very popular sign. The kids are always trying to steal it. They like it so much. For a more mature adventurer like yourself, I will say the view from the top of DK Mountain is great. It's great for a couple reasons. So on one hand, if you face out towards the course, you just have the most incredible view of the island from the top. Honestly, it's incredible. It's breathtaking. It's amazing. What I will say, though, Matt, the backdrop for your forthcoming holiday greeting card, which is going to be a photo of you and your partner, and I assume you've brought your cat on its adventure leash.
Yes, definitely.
The photo is going to be you three with the huge frowny volcano face in the background, because everyone knows the best part of DK Mountain is the huge frowny volcano face. It does not sleep. It does not blink.
It's always watching you, like the
It's
cameras
always watching,
in your car.
always watching, always learning. It simply frowns in seeming disapproval on those who adventure down its mountain. So let me talk more about this, because there's lots of inanimate things in the Mario universe that have faces, but this one is special. I'll tell you, the volcano's not frowning because it hates what you're doing. It's frowning because it sees how much dang fun you're having. And it really wishes that it could join in. Because, Matt, you have found the greatest mountain in all of Donkey Kong Island right here.
Feels like a stretch.
DK Mountain. This is where dreams are made.
It's some good travel agency spin, that's for sure. Because it's a volcano, not a mountain.
The volcano.
Let's not mince words here.
The volcano has shown no further signs of eruption in the past 19 years.
And I'm sure shooting a giant cannon powered by orangutango magic every day isn't provoking the volcano to eruption either.
Doing just quick math, average race is 3 minutes? There are 8 racers, so 24 cannon fires every 3 minutes haven't disrupted the volcano yet. It's probably fine. It's been 19 years.
Does the fact that it has and shows emotions mean that it's still dormant, though? Because I would imagine that would mean that it's probably active.
I want to be clear. You said emotions. It's an emotion. It's one.
And it's mad, which is
It's
a
almost
bad
mad.
emotion. An
It's
emotion I don't
frowny.
want my
It's
volcano to
frowny.
be displayed.
Point counterpoint. What emotion does the murderous eel show Kyle? Follow-up question, Andrew. What emotion does any shy guy show?
Delight.
Is it like a smile with their eyes situation?
Joy and pleasure at your family fun for the eel, Todd.
Well, I, for one, have had enough discussion of the sentience of background pieces on Mario Kart courses, so it's time to move on to our super secret bonus question. Now, if I were to tell you one thing about me on a road trip, it's that I tend to pee really fast, and nobody else in my family shares that skill, so I spend a lot of time in rest stops thumbing through the leaflets of pamphlets in the rack trying to find the next great family adventure. Shut up, Andrew. I'm trying to set up a joke, all right? Anyway, what pamphlet... No, now, see, Andrew, you fucked me up. Now I gotta start over.
Take it from the top.
Wait, if you make some mouth noises, we can cut that as well.
So as I am flipping through all of these pamphlets, I see a number of pamphlets for something called Rainbow Road. As commuter space travel is starting to pick up, I, for one, am interested in starting to save all of my family's pennies to maybe one day afford our tickets to go to this Rainbow Road. So what I need you guys to tell me is what is on the front of the eye-catching pamphlet for Rainbow Road that I'll definitely pick up at a rest stop on the side of the turnpike. There we go. We got there. We'll get your answers right after this.
From the nerds at Debate This comes a new streaming experience.
Last year, we launched The Plus is Loose, a podcast where we dove into plot details, Easter eggs, and wild speculation into 2021's breadth of new MCU content.
And we're still going to do that. We're just changing some things.
Coming to Twitch this March, a show that asks the real questions.
Kyle, why are you talking like that? Yes, anyway, starting with the release of Moon Knight on March 30th, we will be streaming our MCU post-show at twitch.tv/debatethiscast. Episodes will still be posted on the same podcast feed a day later.
So just like when Mephisto...
What? No, we're not going to talk about Mephisto anymore.
Yeah, unless he actually shows up.
Bringing you the best recaps of the MCU, and only the MCU.
Well, that's not entirely true.
Yeah, we talked about this, bud. We're going to cover other stuff, too.
Yeah, all kinds of comic book TV shows and movies, just like that Jared Leto movie Morbius that's definitely coming out.
Yeah, and we're also going to have special guests to tell us what they thought of the thing we watched.
Guys, I'm sorry. I screwed this whole thing up. I'll just go.
No, Kyle, no, it's okay. We still need someone to reveal the new name.
Yeah, why don't you do it?
Yeah? You mean it?
Yeah, go on ahead.
Coming this March to Twitch, look out for Avenge This, a comic book movie and television discussion show where we watch all of the MCU stuff and also some of the DC stuff that we want to watch. You can watch Avenge This live at twitch.tv/debatethiscast or download episodes through the Avenge This podcast feed wherever you download podcasts.
Hey,
Nice,
there
there
you
you
go.
go.
Super duper.
All right, welcome back. I have given you a contrived reason to come up with a pamphlet for Rainbow Road. I would like to hear about them. Kyle, you're first.
Matt, it's real simple. It's a nice shot of Rainbow Road orbiting Earth, and all it says is, drive like an astronaut, drive like a champion, Rainbow Road. And that's the front of your brochure.
That does appeal to me and my A1 driving skills. I am interested. Andrew, What about you?
Matt, there's been a lot of versions of Rainbow Road over the years, but really, there's only one theme song. There's more theme songs, but it's the one that everybody knows, and it's the da 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 da. It's iconic. It's hype. It gets you ready to go. You know immediately, brother, that's Rainbow Road. I have to go to that space nightmare made of rainbows and magic, and I'm gonna go there. And Matt, this brochure doesn't need to say anything. All it needs to say is open me, and using that Hallmark music card magic, you open it.
Dude, that's what you were gonna do. I have never encountered a brochure that has that. That's not a thing.
Now you have, and damn it, you're gonna be interested. You're gonna be intrigued. You open that, and it's just gonna say and you'll be like, "Oh, Rainbow Road." There it is.
A brochure with that Hallmark card autoplay technology is guaranteeing that half a mile away from that rest stop, there is a pile of those brochures on the side of the road that got thrown out of the window by a frustrated parent.
Yeah, by that point, they're already singing the Rainbow Road theme, so mission accomplished.
Stuck in their brain forever.
Yep.
All right, Todd, round us out. Tell me about your Rainbow Road pamphlet.
Yeah, so Matt, you kind of highlighted the big thing. No one takes those things. Everyone looks at it and they're like, I don't want any part of this. So there's a whole stack of them. And this one, you want to take it because it starts, just the part sticking out says, see unbelievable sights, such as a road made of real rainbows. And you look at that and you're like, all right, well, I want to know what more this pamphlet says. And so you look at the second third of the pamphlet and it says, experience the feeling of flying through outer space far above the stars. And you're like, oh, hell yeah. I'm super in. And then the final part says, endless possibilities while piloting heavy machinery can be yours right now. And Matt, at the bottom of this pamphlet, there's actually a small baggie of mushrooms. And so since no one ever takes these, they're there and it's for you. And that's Rainbow Road, baby.
Decade-old cybacillin mushrooms at this
You know what?
rest
I don't know
stop.
what the half-life is on mushrooms, so I'm just going to guess they're probably fine.
Listen, I'm going to process for a while Todd Thomas telling me to take drugs from a gas station. That's going to sit with me for a little while. While
Fair.
I'm working through that, why don't you guys give me some closing statements?
Matt, it's simple. It's a gorgeous beach destination with an eel that can see your sins and might eat you alive, but focus on the beach destination. Dolphin Shoals.
All right.
Niagara Falls is the #1 tourist destination in America, I assume. Why not make it Shy Guy Falls? Also,
This isn't my answer, but the American side of Niagara Falls are categorically worse than the Canadian side of Niagara Falls.
You shut your goddamn mouth. How many casinos are on the Canadian side, you monster?
Probably a number of them, I imagine.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Anyway, okay, Matt, the other two guys are trying to push something of over commercialized destinations where I'm kind of giving you something closer to a national park and also now drugs.
All right. Well, what an interesting journey today has been. Thanks. I'm going to take my family back home. It's been great visiting AAA today. We actually have a retro vintage milk jug of coins that we have to pour out on the floor and roll because my kids believe that's how we're going to buy the tickets for this vacation. So while I'm working on rolling coins, why don't you guys give each other some good vibes?
Yeah, Andrew, Shy Guy Falls as a Niagara Falls Mushroom Kingdom alternative is very good. I like Shy Guy Falls a lot as a track. And Todd, yeah, I want to drive a car that gets shot out of the Banana Magic cannon, the Congo Bongo Magic cannon.
No, it's Banana Magic. I like that better.
Ever since I've played too many hours of Double Dash, I've wanted to get shot out of that cannon into the Frowny volcano. So nailed it as a tourist destination. Good job.
These were somehow unhinged but also correct answers, and
Right.
I don't know how we did it, because these were all really good answers that we made nightmares.
That's Mario Kart, baby.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, I guess you could kind of blame that on Mario Kart. Kyle, Dolphin Shoals is a great answer, and you made it. You kept it as a great answer. Riding the stupid eel that is the stuff of nightmares. The closest thing Mario has to an elder god. Really, really well done. You could have gone for the safe Koopa Beach, and I'm really glad you didn't, because
We're not about safety here at
we're not about safety here.
DTAA.
Yeah. Speaking of safety, Todd,
Yes.
DK Mountain was also an amazing pick. Probably one of the most iconic non-baby park courses in Double Dash. And you nailed it with the orangutango, Congo Bongo, Banana Magic.
This was a lot of fun for me because I didn't know either of your two tracks coming in. So I was frantically searching the Mario wiki as we were getting started.
It is pretty wild.
Yeah, Todd.
Yeah.
If you have a Switch and don't have Mario Kart 8, you're missing out. I'm
Well, so
sorry.
here's my problem, and I can complain more about in the after show. Everything after Double Dash feels fast and hurts my brain, and I feel
Hurts
like
your old man eyes.
Yeah,
That's you.
something happened after Double Dash, and by the time the Wii one rolled around, I just my brain can't keep up, and I aged 30 years. But I haven't played either of your two maps, and I like them a lot. Both of them. Kyle, Dolphin Shoals, the icon has the fun dolphin you get to stand on only in Super Mario World.
Yeah.
And I thought it was neat to see those guys come back. Apparently, also, the music changes if you're underwater or on dry land.
Yes. Yep.
And I think that's pretty neat.
Dolphin Shoals is like actually one of my favorite tracks.
It's arguably one of the best in the game.
Yeah, when we're done, I'm gonna watch like YouTube run-throughs of each one of these. Andrew,
Yes, Todd.
yours is, well, the icon shows Shy Guy harvesting blood diamonds, and
But they do it so cute and delightfully.
they have no mouths, yet they must scream. Anyway, you gave us some fun lore, or lore that might not be fun, about a thing that I didn't know, and I always appreciate you and what you've done in this space that Matt has
Thanks,
allowed
bud.
you to do.
Well, thanks everybody for your input. I had a great time assessing these trips for my family vacation, and I gotta tell you, when it came to making a final decision, it all came down to budget for me. Now, there are plenty of excursions that I want to take my family on, but unfortunately, this is a family vacation, and thus we can't really break the bank. So, first and foremost, I gotta say, Andrew, bad news. Needed too many upgrades on the vehicle. Also, not so sure that yours isn't just a sandcastle resort, and those, my friend, are pricey, so we will not be visiting your course today.
I love that that's the reason he didn't go with mine. Move on.
And that leaves us with Kyle and Todd. Now, I will say, Kyle, finding a subaquatic upgrade for my vehicle might be a little bit difficult. And Todd, you really appealed to my type 2 fun desires. And it's a national park, and I want to visit all of the national parks with my family, something that my children will certainly appreciate as they age. So we are going to go off to DK Mountain for our next family vacation. Todd, you are our winner on Debate This today.
Buy the volcano insurance, Matt.
We sell that too. It's Congo Bongo Insurance.
Always get the volcano insurance.
Thanks for listening in to Debate This. You can follow along with the arguments on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at DebateThisCast, or on our website at debatethiscast.com. As fun as a family road trip may be, imagine how much better it would be if you were listening to debate this. You, my dear listener, may know this joy, but the rest of the world does not. Help us indoctrinate them by recommending our dumb show the next time you're swapping podcasts with your buds. 5-star reviews help too. Until next time, I'm Matt Cole.
I'm Kyle Banana Magic Harper.
I'm Andrew Pachelbel's Cannon in DK Henderson.
And I'm Todd. Congo Bongo Magic is a green energy alternative in the Mushroom Kingdom, Thomas.
And we're saying thanks for debating with us. And if you think we're wrong, you can come fight us behind the swing sets, nerds.